So guys, Chapter 5 Season 3 has been out for a couple of weeks now, and in today's video, I just want to go over all the different aspects of the Chapter 5 Season 3 meta. If you guys don't know, meta stands for most effective tactics available, and this is essentially going to be a video covering all the different items, strategies, rotation strategies, and how you can apply that to your game and choose the best one. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video so that you guys don't miss any important information. Let's get right into it. So to begin guys, I just generally want to go over some items that I think are really valuable picking up and why. The first item is definitely going to be the Nitro Fists. Now guys, the Nitro Fists essentially act in the same way that a katana did back from early Chapter 4. You're allowed to basically move up, down, you're allowed to kind of dash in a direction, going around 20 to 30 meters pretty seamlessly. This can really easily help with rotation, especially throughout the endgame in game modes like solos or in duos if your teammate and you both have it. On top of this, the attack function of the Nitro Fist is very powerful. Yes, they're going to be changing it, it's going to be nerfed a little bit. However, it's still going to be very effective if you guys are trying to get high damage eliminations. The main benefit of the Nitro Fist, like I said before though, is the ability to dash and rotate around zone. You can use it for end game rotation, you can use it for mid game rotation, you can use it to disengage and engage into different fights if you guys are looking for surge, whatever it may be. The Nitro Fists are definitely a great item worth picking up. The next item is going to be the Boogie Bomb. Now the Boogie Bomb was recently added in the update last week, primarily added to counter the effects of the really powerful vehicle mods in these ranked games. However, as you guys know, vehicles are not competitive. Regardless, Boogie Bombs are still crucial because if you're able to land a Boogie Bomb, you essentially get a free shot onto your opponent. That is going to be by far the largest offensive advantage that you can possibly have in a fight, so I'd recommend if you find a Boogie Bomb, you definitely carry it. In ranked as well, if you guys Boogie Bomb a car, the player will actually get mounted outside of the car and they're going to be dancing. And you can easily get an elimination onto them as well and steal their car if you eliminate them. Overall, the Boogie Bombs are a great offensive and defensive weapon. I'd be sure to definitely carry them if you can. The next item is going to be the Nitro Splash and also the Nitro Canisters. The Nitro Splashes are actually items that you find, whereas the canisters are just layered and scattered around the map. What these do is they give you the Nitro effect. It gives you increased movement speed, more jump distance, and height. They also give you really good stamina decreasing, so they make your stamina last longer. On top of that, you're actually able to barge through walls, doors, whatever it may be. You're able to kind of barrel your way through different player builds, different structures. It's really valuable for endgame. What you guys can do in endgame is if you're in a sticky situation, maybe you can just barge into an opponent's box and maybe get the elimination on them. On top of that, for early game and mid game rotation, you can run away really quickly, jump really quickly, have more stamina that regenerates quicker. Overall, I'd use the Nitro Splash as a rotation method primarily, but you can also use it for offensive and defensive advantages. The Nuka-Cola is also a really great item. This is more of a healing item. It's kind of like a slurp juice. It heals up your health and your shield. I'd recommend you guys pick this up obviously if you're low on health, if you want to have a good medical item to carry. It's really going to benefit you as long as you guys keep carrying it throughout the game. Not too much to go over there. However, the last item isn't really an item, it's more so a feature of the map. This is going to be the cacti around the map. These things give you 25 health and or shield. I think they're really great to have because you guys can easily get shield from them if you guys find enough of them, and there's tons of them around this new wrecked biome. Definitely keep your eye out for these. But now let's move on to some weapons that I recommend in this meta. So guys, I did make a whole video on which shotgun I prefer, and as you guys know from that video, I actually prefer the combat shotgun this season. However, there are still different options. You could easily get the hammer shotgun, the combat shotgun, and the gatekeeper shotgun and pick your favorite to play with. You guys should definitely check out that video. However, in summary, what I went over is that you guys should use all three of these shotguns, figure out which one you like based on the fire rate, the range, and also the damage, and then continue using that consistently throughout the rest of the season. For me, like I said, that was the combat. However, for you, it may be something different. For assault rifles, guys, there's going to be different options. There's going to be the Warforged, the Tactical, the Enforcer, the DMR, which is sort of an assault rifle. My recommendation is use these weapons in games. The Warforged is most comparable to a SCAR, whereas the Tactical is more comparable to sort of an SMG, and then the Enforcer is more like the heavy assault rifle, and then the DMR obviously is its own kind of weapon. Me personally, I prefer the Warforged and the Tactical because I play more of a faster playstyle where I like to get in people's faces. The Enforcer is great from range. However, once again, similar to the shotguns, I'd recommend you guys simply use all these weapons and figure out which one you prefer. And this leads me into SMGs, which is going to be the final weapon category. There's going to be two options here. It's going to be the Harbinger and the Burst. Personally, I prefer the Burst simply because it does really good bleed through damage on builds. However, the Harbinger is also great. It's most comparable to a standard SMG that shoots really quickly, whereas the Burst is its own kind of playstyle that people can do. Like I said before, test out these weapons, figure out which one you like. Now guys, let's get into the rotation meta. I kind of went over this a little bit before during the item meta section. However, for rotation meta, it's primarily going to be using the effects of Nitro. The Nitro Fists, a really great way to move around the map. You can use kind of the katana ability to zip around different locations. That's a really good way to rotate in any stage of the game, and they actually recharge, so it's going to be really beneficial. The Nitro Effect, you can get this from the splash, the canisters, and there's also a medallion that gives you infinite Nitro. If you guys want to rotate using Nitro Effect, I'd recommend, once again, carry this Nitro Splash. Carry the medallion if you can get it. Use it in any stage of the game where you need to rotate really quickly and really efficiently through a large contested area of maybe builds, players, whatever it is. Make sure you carry it. Like I said, it gives you a speed boost, jump increase, it reduces your stamina decay. Very solid way to rotate. And then lastly, you go into the standard items of rotating. This is going to be stuff like shockwave grenades, flowberry fizz, flowberries as well. Other mobility around the map. This is pretty standard for rotation in endgame. That's some stuff that you guys should have learned from the previous seasons and should generally have an idea of. But once again, for the rotation meta, the word Nitro should almost always be in your method. Whether that's Nitro Fist or Nitro Splash, it really is useful in this season. Now guys, the medallion meta, this is something that I actually want to cover really quickly just because I think it's really valuable for you guys to know. There's going to be 3 medallions, the first one being the Machinist Shield Regeneration Medallion. This is obviously going to do exactly what it sounds like. It's going to regenerate your shield up to 175, and you guys can easily carry this if you guys eliminate the Machinists, and that's pretty much all it does. It just gives you shield. The next medallion is going to be Scar's Medallion for infinite ammo and a small damage boost. The infinite ammo is pretty self-explanatory. You basically just have infinite ammo. You still have to reload your weapons, but you have infinite ammo. You never need to pick any more ammo up for the rest of the game. And then the small damage boost is exactly what it sounds like. A very small damage boost to all of your weapons. Pretty beneficial if you're looking to W key. And then the final medallion, in my opinion, is the most valuable. This is going to be Megalodon's Infinite Nitro Medallion. This does exactly what it sounds like as well. It gives you an infinite Nitro effect, which genuinely gives you the great amount of stamina, gives you the speed increase, the ability to jump, stamina decay. You have all the great effects of Nitro for the entire game. That's why I think this medallion is so useful. I'd recommend, if you had to choose one to get, definitely consider Megalodons because it's really valuable for rotation in the overall meta of the game right now. And guys, the final section of the meta that I want to go over is going to be the surge tactics that are really effective this season. There's really 2 weapons I would try to carry if you want to get Storm Surge in duos and teamed game modes. The first one is definitely going to be the DMR. It has a great amount of range. You can put a variety of scopes on it and it does a lot of damage when you land your shots. Yeah, the shots may be tough to land sometimes, but if you guys practice with it, you're definitely going to get surge. And then the second surge weapon is going to be the hand cannon. This recently got a buff, so I'd recommend you guys genuinely carry the hand cannon, maybe put a scope or another weapon mod onto it and try to get eliminations with it and maybe get tags because it's going to be doing tons of damage from across the map. It has a really good amount of damage fall off, meaning that it stays consistent across long distances where you guys can get really big tags from across the map. But in terms of that, guys, that is the item, weapon, rotation, medallion, and surge meta. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I put some time into actually researching what was the most effective this season. But that is about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.